The USS South Dakota was ordered on the 5th of December 1938 and commissioned on March 20th, 1942. In the wake of the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor and the drive south of the Japanese Army and naval units in the Pacific, the USS Dakota was crewed by green boys, but none were more green than Calvin Graham. Calvin Graham was one of 7 children in a blue-collar East Texas family. His father died, and after his mother remarried, he was abused by his stepfather. In 1941, he ran away from home to live in a boarding house, making money by selling newspapers on the street. After the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, on December 7, 1941, he decided to enlist in the Navy. He said he hated Hitler because he reminded him of his stepfather. When Calvin enlisted, he was 5'2" and 125 pounds. He looked too young to be old enough to enlist. In an effort to make himself look older, he practiced shaving to give himself some stubble, and deepened his voice because it hadn't cracked yet. Calvin forged his mother's signature on his enlistment papers, but they still needed to be notarized. He and his friends knew an innkeeper who kept a notary stamp on his desk. The children reported a fire on an upper floor and grabbed the stamp when the hotel manager ran upstairs. He passed his medical examination easily enough, but the dentist saw through him. According to Calvin, he threatened to go to his superiors and tell them that he'd passed some 14-year-olds if the dentist didn't let him join. After 3 weeks in boot camp, Calvin was trained as an anti-aircraft gunner and assigned to the battleship USS South Dakota. In October, it left port to join a task force with the aircraft carrier USS Enterprise to meet the Japanese fleet at Guadalcanal. Calvin first saw action southeast of Guadalcanal off the Santa Cruz Islands, when the South Dakota downed 26 Japanese planes attempting to sink the Enterprise. They then clashed with the Japanese within ramming range during the 4-day Battle of Guadalcanal 3 weeks later. His ship took significant damage, including 40 killed and 180 wounded. Calvin was among them. He'd been manning the guns when he was caught by shrapnel in the face and the arm. Some of his teeth were knocked out. I took belts off the dead and made tourniquets for the living, and gave them cigarettes and encouraged them all night, he said. It was a long night. It aged me. I didn't do any complaining, because half the ship was dead. On his return to the Brooklyn Navy Yard, the newsreel captured pictures of him and his mother saw. She complained to the Navy that they'd recruited a 12-year-old. Calvin had his medal stripped away, and he was issued a dishonorable discharge. He was sent back to his mother, but not before 3 months in the brig. By 1943, Calvin was a wounded veteran without disability benefits. He chose to get a job instead of returning to elementary school, working in a shipyard. By 14, he was married. At 15, he was a father, and at 17, he was divorced. In 1948, he was drafted and decided to join the Marine Corps. His time in the Corps was cut short in 1951 when he fell from a pier and broke his back during the Korean War. He returned to civilian life selling newspapers. Calvin's battle wounds from Guadalcanal started causing him more pain as he aged, and he began fighting for disability benefits. It was a long and hard road, but in 1977, at the age of 47, his cause was taken up by Senators Lloyd Bentsen and John Tower. A year later, Jimmy Carter approved the converted discharge and restored all of his medals, except for his Purple Heart. A TV movie was made about his life called Too Young the Hero, starring Rick Schroeder. It brought in some money for him before his death in 1992. In 1994, his Purple Heart was reinstated by the Navy. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Have a nice day.